Bonjour, welcome back to It's Frenchy with Karen. And today we're here with another series of videos, which is specifically for the essay paper. Now, before I even start the video, do make sure to subscribe the video because it really takes effort to create these videos. And remember to share it and like it with all your friends and family and anyone who might be interested in French. This is just a little heads up. So I'm only creating this channel currently for like the AS level French examination. However, I will be creating a IGCSE French series of videos coming out very, very soon on your way. So if that's something you're interested, be sure to stay tuned and click the notification button, like the bell icon button, so that you can get a notification. Okay, now moving straight into our video, today we'll be talking about the essay paper. So again, I've got a series of notes in front of me that's going to help me out when I'm gonna create this video. And towards my right hand side, you would be able to see exactly what I'm looking at my screen. Okay, so the essay paper is basically 1 hour and 30 minutes, and that's going to be about 40 marks. Now, the specific way on how you're going to be marked can be seen on your screen at the moment. Now, there is a series of ways on how you are going to be tested, which I believe it is very, very important to be able to understand, because as long as you understand this is really going to help you to structurize your answers. So in the essay paper, we have, as I said, 40 marks. So 24 marks is allocated towards your language and 16 marks is allocated towards your content. So of course, like the better the language you have, the better the points you get, the better the content you get, the better the content points you get. Now the question is, how do we get good content? How do we get good language? Now, language is basically how you structure your sentences. Like for example, if you choose to include complex sentences, which I believe every student should be attempting, it's very important that you get your complex structures accurate. You use the words in an accurate place. Now, for example, let's say cependant. Now, cependant, very rarely you're going to see in the middle of a sentence. Usually it'd be at the start of the sentence. Now, this was just like a very tip of the iceberg sentence example that I gave. Of course, there's a lots of things that comes into language. For example, your complex sentence patterns, extensive vocabulary, so how good your vocabulary is. Now, when I say vocabulary, it doesn't mean that you have to get like very beautiful words or like very extravagant words that are very complicated. No, okay, we've got to stop the car right there because that's not what I mean. Now, when I say extensive vocabulary, it just means that you need to have a variation of vocabulary. For example, you're not going to try and repeat the same type of vocabulary again and again. For example, let's say if j'habite dans une maison, cependant, je pense que ma foyer est très belle. So you see, I didn't repeat the word maison, I replaced it with foyer. Yeah, so like it's very important for you to get a variation of vocabulary, and that's where synonyms comes into place. So try to learn, I would say, different words. I know that for some people learning different words is very, very difficult. So this is why I actually have decided to create a weekly based sort of section where I'm going to be reading some of like the news articles, and we will together dissect some of like the words which is too difficult, and you can probably take a notebook with you side by side and drop down all those keywords which will help you in your essay paper. Another very important thing for language, I'd say, is the use of proverbs and idioms. Now, it's not necessary for you to use idioms and proverbs, but I would say it's quite good to use it because it shows a sense of familiarity with the language. So when you have like idioms and proverbs, I think it will sound much more better, and it will try to show that you have a sense of understanding of the language. However, I would say it depends on the context. Sometimes if the question, I would say, is not a question that would need a proverb or idiom, and you just put it in there. I don't think that is necessary. So only use it when it is necessary. The next part would be content. So content is basically how well you have your points, your arguments structured. For example, the question could be de nos jours, beaucoup des arbres sont coupés. Quels sont des avantages et les inconvénients pour le monde? So, for example, a lot of trees are being cut down. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this? Now, I would say that it is very important for you to look at your syllabus because every year they would be giving at least five big themes that you should be looking at, and the questions would be coming out from these five themes. So for example, if you are a 2023 candidate, now the set topics for this specific examination is going to be family, law and order, travel and tourism, technological innovation, and pollution. Now pollution, I'd say, links more to the environmental side, and then travel and tourism is more like the touristic sort of theme, and law and order is more like justice, the legal system aspect, and family is more like your personal sort of area theme. Now all those themes can be also seen on the screen over here in case you've missed it. So for every theme there will be a question that will come, one question per theme. And it is very important that you sort of familiarize yourself and really look into the culture for every theme that they've given you in the syllabus so that you're somehow familiar with what's going on these days in France or in any francophone pays, so like French-speaking country. I would say it's very, very important for you to get familiar with the culture because if you don't do that, it is very difficult for you to get content points in your examination. I do know this is very daunting, which is why I have said over and over again that the essay paper is very difficult. But I think when you get the hang of it, it wouldn't be very difficult. And it's just you trying to keep swimming and trying to keep understanding the basic idea of this essay paper. Again, I really hope you found this video very, very helpful. And if you did, you know the ritual. You've got to subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends and family. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.